Hey, what's up? It's Deanna, and today I wanted to show you another one of my antique photo albums. And this one is Victorian. It's probably from sometime in the 1890s, I'd say. And so this was sold to me from a fellow Long Islander who told me that this book contained photos of Long Island. Now, I don't know how true that is because none of them are marked or notated. So I only take that with a grain of salt. Now, the interesting thing is the label that's inside the back cover of this album. It says the Regent Album, patented February 4th, 1896, and the name Felix Reifschneider. Now, I found that Felix Reifschneider was a merchant in Manhattan, and he was a fellow New Yorker who actually sold photographic equipment, photo albums, and he was also a very professional photographer. And he went from state to state taking photographs of everyday life, including traveling abroad and doing the same thing. So that was interesting. Now, he also was a historian who loved looking up information about the Long Island Railroad. He wrote several different amazing pieces of early history of the Long Island Railroad that you can still find today on the internet. And he really was he had a love of trains and a love of the MTA and mass transit. So now you're going to see this little boy here in this carriage. He's predominantly throughout this book. So there's something to do very importantly with this little boy for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know who this child is, but you'll see what I mean in a moment. Here he is. And here's his family. I believe they had a farm of some sort. You could see here. Now these photos are, I believe, called sepia photos. And they're in this black and white style. Now they're not CDVs or carte de visites. These photos came after that. And you can see a beautiful farmhouse. The horse is pulling the buggy. And there's our little boy. If you look hidden behind this bucket here. And parents. Now over here we have that same little boy again with his cats on his porch. And again, he's predominantly throughout this book, and I wonder why. What's the importance of this little boy? But again, we'll never know. Here he is again. And he has a very, very mischievous looking grin on his face. Like he's up to no good. He looks like the type of kid that would have gotten in a lot of trouble back in the day. Now this is a fascinating, fascinating photo that I want to share with you guys. Now if you're antique or vintage toy collectors, this is a fabulous, fabulous photograph. And we see the little boy on the porch of his house with loads and loads of antique German toys. Now most of these toys were probably made by Gebruder Bing in Germany, especially the trains and the trolley cars. A lot of these had steam engines. And if you're a toy collector, this is the coup de grace to have photographs showing you what the toys looked like back in the 1800s. Here's a nature scene. Here's the family on horse and buggy going down a road. Now this may be the Hamptons, Long Island. Again, I am unsure, but it looks like the East Coast. Again, we have a little boy with another fascinating, fascinating antique toy over here, as you can see. And this beautiful antique train he is holding is being oiled, it appears. He probably has a little oil can. And he made a makeshift ramp. And he looks like he had a lot of fun dropping the train into this little sand pit here that he made. Here he is again with his grandmother. He does not look too thrilled in the picture, as you can see. Bear with me. There we go. All right. So the next picture is another fantastic, fantastic old toy picture. Again, we have the little boy sitting in front of his house. And he has this awesome, awesome train set. And the middle one looks like it has a name on it. Sadly, I cannot see what it says. But for all you antique toy collectors out there, this is a fabulous old picture showing what the toys looked like back then. We have him again here with Grandma, with the family cat. And again, we have all these beautiful train sets on the steps. Now, these little train sets weren't cheap when they came out, so I'm figuring this family was wealthy. He has, like, this kid has every toy known to man, it seems. Now we have, looks like the house, and it looks like an old farmhouse. We see our little boy again, and this time he's playing in the grass with his pet cat. And here he is again, and this could possibly be Long Island Sound. I don't know for sure. Again, here he is, and he's with his mother. And he is here again. And it appears he's got another really great looking, adorable looking toy over here. That's like so cool. Look at the pulley. I wonder what that was. It looks like some kind of construction toy. And he has his pet dog, and it looks like it could be a pug or a Boston Terrier. Great breeds of dog, by the way. My grandmother had a pair of Boston Terriers. One had a missing eye, and she named them Winky and Pinky. Winky was the one with the missing eye. And we have the whole family here on the porch. There's our little boy back here with his family. And look at that really cool carved horse in the back. That little boy had every toy, like I said earlier, known to man. He was quite lucky, that kid. Now we have a nature scene with very, very pretty looking rowboats. Again, this looked like a wealthy family. And here he is again, and he's with a rowboat. Again, I really wish I knew who this kid was. His grandma. And two gentlemen standing here. They appear to be camping. And you can see sleeping bags. And this guy has a sleeping bag on his back. We have Grandma at the farmhouse. It's hard to show you these pictures because of all the glare. Now we have family members here. And the guy back here looks like a train conductor. Maybe that's why we have the Felix Reifschneider connection. Again, he studied the Long Island Railroad, and he was fascinated with mass transit. Also, we see a pair of, actually a set of golf clubs and a golf ball and a tee in the grass. So these people are having a good time. This is a really cool photo. It shows you the interior of their home. You could see all the furniture and how things once looked. Now this picture is appearing to me like a possible train station. I don't know if that's true. It looks like there's an incline down there. Maybe the train came into the town right in that spot. We have an old clock tower with a clock. It appears that they're building a telephone line or electric line over here. Now, these two pictures are really, really mysterious. I have no idea what they're about, but it could be around the time of the Spanish-American War. This could be the National Guard. And it appears that there's a bunch of tents and soldiers with rifles. If you can see the rifles being leaned up against something. And again, there's a bunch of rifles leaning up against some kind of little tripods they built. If anyone knows, write it in the comments below. Again, we have what appears to be a camp, a military camp of some sort, with loads and loads and loads of tents. Look at all these tents. And some soldiers over there. And that's it. That's the book. So I guess we'll never know the mystery of that little boy. He seems so alive, yet this book was made so long ago that we'll never know anything about his life except for what we see in the pictures here. So thanks for sitting through this long video and watching all the photos and looking over all the photos with me. It was quite fun. And I hope you have a great day or a great night wherever you are in the world. And stay tuned because I'll be uploading more photo albums and more antiques soon. So long.